So you ever wonder if there's some secret formula for YouTube success? Well, today we're going to dig into a pretty controversial copy-paste method that one creator claims is the key to making thousands of dollars a month, all with YouTube Shorts. Let's see if it all adds up. Get this. The creator behind this whole thing claims that a channel using this exact strategy pulled in an insane 400 million views. But wait, here's the real kicker. That was in just 3 months.
90 days.
And yeah, those views weren't just for show. They translated into cold, hard cash. We're talking $12,000, again, in that same 90-day window. Some days they were supposedly pulling in between $400 and $500 a day. So that's the big question, right? The $12,000 question. How is it even possible for something that sounds like copy-paste to get these kinds of results? We're going to break down exactly how this machine works. All right, so here's the game plan. We'll start with a big promise behind this, then get into the so-called hack for finding content. From there, we'll see how AI does the heavy lifting, look at the copy-paste editing formula, and then wrap it all up with the main takeaway. Okay, first up, the promise. The creator of this whole method points to a channel that they say is consistently making up to $500 a day. And the whole thing is built on one very specific type of content. And this is the secret sauce. The content is called Community Shorts. The concept is actually pretty simple. You find a viral clip on, say, TikTok or Instagram. You mute the original sound, and then you record your own commentary over it. The key here is you aren't making the video from scratch, you're transforming it. All right, so how do you actually do this? The first and maybe most important step is finding the right clips to use. You know, for most people, this means endless scrolling, trying to guess what might go viral. But this method, well, it claims to skip all of that. So here it is, the big hack. Instead of scrolling on TikTok for hours, you go straight to your competitors who are already killing it. You find one of their popular shorts, open up the description, and almost every single time you'll see a credit, like IG, handle. You just copy that username, find the original clip, and bam, you've got your video. No guesswork. And listen to how the creator frames this. They say, this is a method no one will tell you. They're positioning it as this hidden secret, this thing that all the big channels do but don't want you to know about because it completely bypasses the most boring part of making content. Okay, let's just stop for a second and address the elephant in the room. Isn't this just stealing? I mean, you're taking someone else's video. How is that not a massive copyright issue? So the whole argument comes down to one legal idea: fair use. The claim is that because you're adding your own script, your own voice, your own edits, you're transforming the original clip into something new. And that, they argue, makes it okay. Now look, it's definitely a gray area, but the person who created this formula points out that tons of big channels are all using this exact same model. All right, so you found your viral clip, now you need a script and a voiceover. And this is where the automation part of the name really comes into play. It's all about AI. And the workflow here is literally copy-paste. Step 1, you grab the URL from that competitor's short. Step 2, you use a free online tool to pull the transcript right out of it. Step 3, you take that text, drop it into ChatGPT, and tell it to rewrite the whole thing. And finally, you copy that brand new script and paste it into an AI voice generator like ElevenLabs. It's like an assembly line for content. And check out how detailed this formula gets. They don't just say, go use an AI voice. No, they tell you the exact one to use, a voice named Alex on ElevenLabs. They even tell you the precise settings for stability and clarity to get that perfect, engaging narrator-style voice. It's super specific. Okay, we've got our video clip, we've got our AI audio. Now it's time for the final step, putting it all together in an editing app like CapCut to make the final polished short. And the editing part is basically a checklist. First, kill the original audio. Drop in your new AI voiceover. Then you start adding the layers. You add zooms to punch in on the action. You use little animated circles and arrows to guide the viewer's eye. You sync up some sound effects. And of course, you add those big, bold auto captions, which are absolutely essential for keeping people watching shorts. And it's really important to get this. None of this is random. Every single zoom, every little arrow, it's all designed to add another layer of engagement. The whole goal is to make it impossible for you to look away. You want to hook the viewer from the first second to the last, and that's what drives up your watch time.
All right, so let's zoom out and look at the whole picture. When you put all these pieces together, you start to see just how much of a system this really is.
It really just boils down to a four-part formula. First, you find a proven viral clip by leveraging your competitors. Second, you script it using AI to rewrite their work. Third, you give it a voice, again, using AI. And finally, you edit it all together with a template that's built for engagement. Find, script, voice, edit. That's the whole loop.
And again, the person behind this whole method really hammers this point home. They say this isn't just some theory. They're trying to give you a peek behind the curtain at how these so-called automation channels actually get built. The claim is this is the stuff people are doing, but nobody wants to talk about it. Which brings us to the big final question, right? Is this whole system, this AI-driven, copy-paste approach, the actual future of content creation? Or is it just a clever loophole, a gray area that's being exploited right now, but might not be around forever? That's really something to think about.